Hey, welcome. In this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on artificial intelligence. The goal? To help you feel way more confident when you're talking about it with your kids.
If you ever feel like you're just struggling to keep up with how fast technology is changing, well, you are definitely not alone. A recent survey found that a huge 78% of people feel totally overwhelmed by it all.
So that begs the question, right? How are we supposed to explain something this huge to our kids? It can feel like a massive challenge. But here's the good news. It's actually much simpler than you might think. Okay, let's dive in. First things first, let's tackle that big question. What is AI, really? We're going to use a super simple comparison that I think will make everything click into place. When you boil it all down, AI is really about teaching computers to do stuff that normally needs a human brain. Things like solving problems, understanding what we say, and even creating new things. Okay, I absolutely love this analogy. Think of it this way. The whole giant idea of artificial intelligence is like the word transport. It's a huge category, right? Well, inside transport, you have things like cars. That's kind of like a specific type of AI called a large language model. Then you have a company that makes those cars, like Volkswagen. That's like the company OpenAI. And finally, a specific product like ChatGPT. That's just like one model of car, a Volkswagen Polo. It's famous, it's popular, but it's just one single part of a much, much bigger world. Now, this is probably the biggest point of confusion out there, and it's where you as a parent can really help guide your kids' understanding in a super important way. So here's the most important thing to get our heads around. An AI chatbot doesn't actually know anything. It's not some giant talking encyclopedia. It's a prediction engine. A really, really good one, but a prediction engine all the same. And this slide just nails that difference perfectly. On one side, you've got a search engine like Google. Think of it like a librarian. It goes and finds pages that already exist. On the other side, you've got an AI tool. It's not a librarian, it's more like an author. It doesn't find information, it creates it by predicting the next most likely word, then the next, building a whole new sentence from scratch based on patterns it's learned. And that's exactly why we call it machine learning, not machine thinking. Because it's just predicting what should come next, it can write things that sound incredibly smart and convincing. But, and this is a big but, it also means it can get things wrong. It can make stuff up, which some people call hallucinations, because it doesn't actually understand if something is true or false. It just knows what sounds right. So if it's not a thinking machine, what does that mean for how we should use it? Well, that leads us right to our next big idea. We've got to see AI as a tool, not a substitute for our own brains. Honestly, the absolute best way to explain AI to your kids is to frame it as a tool. Simple as that. It's like a calculator for your math homework or a hammer for building a birdhouse. It's super useful for certain jobs, but it always needs a human in charge using their own judgment and critical thinking. I like any powerful tool, it's got two sides. It has this amazing potential to help our kids learn, brainstorm, and be creative. But we also have to teach them about the risks, like not just blindly trusting everything it says, and for sure not letting it do all the hard thinking for them. Okay, so you've got the basics down. How do you actually bring this up with your child in a way that's fun and safe and, actually educational? Here's the secret. Don't make it feel like some big, serious lecture. The best way in is to just explore it together and turn that natural curiosity into a bit of a game. In fact, here's a super fun activity you could try tonight. It's this easy. First, come up with a really silly idea together, something like a unicorn who wants to be a lawyer. Second, ask an AI chatbot to write a little story about it. And third, just read what it comes up with out loud. It's such a great way to see how it works, have a laugh, and show that it can be a creative partner. And while you're having all that fun, you can easily set up these 3 golden rules. Think of them as your family's safety settings for AI. Rule 1, we never ever share personal info. Rule 2, we use it for fun and ideas, not to do our homework for us. And rule 3, this is something we always do together. Simple, but so important. So there you have it. You've just taken the biggest step in getting a handle on this new technology. The next step is to start noticing where it might already be popping up in your child's life, sometimes without them even realizing it, from the videos that get recommended to them to the filters on their favorite apps. And that is exactly what we're going to explore in our next explainer.